name is Kiara Douglas. I'm doing an informative speech on placenta stem cells. Placenta is an organ associated with the female body that only develops during pregnancy. The placenta houses the nutrition and oxygen which is transferred from the mother to the fetus through the umbilical cord. The blood within the placenta after the baby is delivered can be collected for testing. And I quote, in July 2019, AmeriCorps launched its Placentile Tissue 2.0 service, allowing families to store two types of stem cells that are categorized in 3 different ways by Todd Hildreth, CEO. Placenta stem cells that have been stored can be cured through therapeutic to many diseases. One is a disease being cured with stem cells transplant. It is your own cells that are collected during a routine blood culture that are then frozen and stored until treatment is completed. Stem cells are specialized cells that can be used to repair or replace tissue that have been damaged or non-existent due to an onset disease. Placenta stem cells are collected from the placenta, blood, or tissue of a healthy full-term baby. Stem cells have endured over time due to scientific modeling evolving and changing to suit the needs of patients and doctors. With more technology, scientists have leveraged into stem cells and beginning for cloning of humans. If stem cells can mature, divide, and repair, who's to say that stem cells won't differentiate into a cell to start the formation of a fetus? Here's a short video clip of the placenta.
So the whole thing with this one is that cord blood has been used as a source for stem cells for a while. But the placenta, which is normally thrown out, is actually a very rich source of stem cells. So, this is a placenta. And this is the cord. So when the baby is born, the cord is clamped here. And it's very slippery. It's like, you see what it is, but it's very slippery. The cord is clamped here, the baby is delivered, and then in the cord, you see these vessels here, they still have a lot of blood in it. This is called cord blood, what's in here. So cord blood, that's the blood that's in these vessels, has a lot of stem cells. However, the placenta itself, this is a cake-like organ, that's where the name came from, placenta, cake-like in Latin. It's a big tissue. So the baby is here, and this is also called the tree of life. And if you look at it, it kind of looks like a tree. So you can imagine that this, if you put it upside down, this looks like the branches of a tree. However, these are not branches, these are all the vessels, blood vessels, that are in the placenta. And that's actually where the cord blood comes from. It transfers through here and then communicates with mom to get nutrients and oxygen. And what we argued is that the tissue of the placenta would have stem cells in it. And that's actually what we show. Yes, there are a large amount of hematopoietic stem cells in the placenta, and you can release them, and you can tease them to come into the circulation and pull them out, and then harvest them. And those cells are able to become blood cells in tissue culture, and also you can transplant them, and they're viable in a mouse model so we end up with mouse with human blood. So we've proven that yes, the placenta has stem cells in it. Yes, you can get them out. There are tons of them, and they're viable. And obviously now the next step is to go to the clinic and see whether we can take those stem cells from the placenta and put them into a human. So that is the idea. Well, the reason that it's important is that stem cells can be used to cure people of diseases, and hematopoietic stem cells can be used to cure people who have problems with their blood. So if the stem cells that normally make blood are not making the right cells, you have to replace them. And to find the sources for these stem cells can be either in bone marrow, it can be in cord blood, and what we show, it can be in placenta. So by getting in from the placenta, we have much more stem cells to treat people and a bigger chance to get stem cells that will be a match between donor and recipient. Alright, so, tree of life.
In conclusion, cells within our body play specific roles, but stem cells that don't have a key role, they can become any cell that is able. The body is less likely to reject the stem cells transplant because stem cells are close likely to be found in cord blood. Learning that stem cells are blank cells that can be transformed into any kind of cell, it is useful not only for future therapies but for researchers as well. The fetal or maternal components of the placenta are a resourceful enriching source. Considering the advantages to using stem cells, the main advantage is saving someone's life or potentially repair damaged wounds and tissue within those who have illness or injury.